Another careful production.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's get it. Uh,
Happy days. Happy days.
happy days are here again. The signs are right and clear again. Happy
Happy
days
days are here again.
again. Oh man. Welcome to the stream, y'all. Welcome to the week 5 review show, recap and analysis. I'm your host, Shabazztv. Welcome by the long-standing member of the family, Natty Baps. How you feeling, brother? How you feeling?
Hey man, perfect week. Notre Dame won.
What?
Saints won. Ravens
What?
won. Shout out the Giants. Giants won. Jets won. Hold on.
Yo, we upright. We upright now, huh? We up.
We here, man. We here.
Quick before we get started, quick special shout out to our older brother Arnell Mel A Nasty. His birthday's today. Shout out to him. He was 28. The best firefighter around in New York. You know what I'm saying? Wait, happy brother, happy birthday, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gonna chop it up soon. Hopefully one day you join the stream. But he does like round robins and shit. He doesn't want basketball. Yeah, that's his vibe. But I mean football. He comes to us with the knowledge, with information, but love him. Best big bro around. Anyone can ask for. But yeah, enough of this sappy crap. Stop football. Yo, it was a shaky week. All league round. But we don't give a fuck about the league. We care about us too. I did horrible against the spread. I was 6-9-1 against the spread last week. I was horrible. 6-8. No, 6-9-1. I was horrible. But my picks, you know what I mean? 9-7. Natty Bass 10-6. Matt, shout out to Matt. He was 10-6 as well. The main surprisers was honestly, you called the Cowboys game perfectly. The Dolphins, we thought it was gonna go way better in the Dolphins' favor, but hey, man, the Jets took advantage.
We'll talk about every game.
But I'm trying to point out the real mishaps that will happen. And Jacksonville, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Honestly, yeah. But before we get started, we're gonna do every single game like we always do. But before that, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend. I gotta take a sip first. And let's get right. What are you talking about? So Thursday night, and Matt was supposed to send me a voice note of like his description of the game, because he was like, "Yo, this game was horrible from start to finish." He was gonna send me like a whole like rant, and I was gonna play it for you guys, but it's whatever. Broncos lose to the Colts, 12-9. 12-9. No touchdowns were scored in this game. And I'm like, my initial reaction, I was heated, not gonna lie. Because I had like a whole parlay and it was ended on the first game. Like, you ever like phone my fans right there, whatever y'all watching. Y'all ever cook up some heat rock and you know what's gonna hit and it's over the first leg, you be like, what the? You be like, fuck. So that's basically what happened to me. Like, I was just like, damn. Like, the whole weekend is trash now because I just lost the first week. But other than that, this game was more about the defense of both teams. Like both teams sucked offensively, and I'm pretty sure if JT was playing, I think the game would have been way better in the Colts' favor because they could not run the ball for shit. They could not. But when it counted, this is where you give the Matt Ryan the veteran experience. He can get you field goal drives when it counts. But I think the real story is the Broncos. This was a game that they needed to win based on everyone else in the AFC, let alone their home division, because the Chargers won and the Chiefs won. But the Raiders is still a sneaky good team as well. We'll talk about that part last because that shit was a whole debacle. But Russell Wilson. Oh, sorry. Sierra's husband. We're not jacking him as his name no more. He's now known as Sierra husband on this string. For at least for me, I'm not calling him by his name. So Sierra's husband fucked up multiple times. Now his excuse that he has a shoulder injury. I'm like, really? If you're in a short week, why would you play him on a short? Like for me, like it kind of the math's not mathing for me. But he throws an interception to Stephon Gilmore in the end zone when they didn't need to. They could have easily kicked the field goal, been up by 6, and forced Matt Ryan to win the game. They could have done that. Then he throws another interception. No, he the pass breakup on fourth and short to get the fourth and goal. It was like 4th and 1 or whatever like that to convert to be in like goal line range, whatever. He misses that. But the biggest atrocity was in that same play. KJ Hamler was wide open. Like he could have caught it and walked into the end zone. And like everyone is like not clowning him. Everyone is like, oh, he's supposed to be more mature than that as a receiver. No. That is inexcusable because if I'm wide open, the emotion he showed, the frustration he showed, I saw it. I was like, damn, I felt that. If you're a real football fan, you felt his pain. So they got to get right game. I hope who they play this week.
Chargers Monday night.
We play the Chargers Monday night, and I'm mad at myself. Before you go, I'm mad at myself because I told you I was like, yo, I should fade. I'm fading the Broncos, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna give them one more week because they play the Colts. This is the Colts. Like you feel me? The Colts is sputtering right now. They don't know what to do. JT is out. It's a trap game, but boom.
So I have a lot of takeaways. You kind of mentioned all the things on the Broncos side. The Colts got lucky with a win, son. They got lucky as shit with a win. Matt Ryan, I said it weeks ago. I have been the first person who be saying this. Matt Ryan is cooked. He got cooked. You know what I mean? He's like he got cooked. He is chef him up, barbecue chicken. He's done. He's done. Think he's gonna retire after this year because there's no way he looks this bad. There's no way he should be looking this bad. Additionally, and this is like a big thing coming up. This concussions, man, are no joke. Like Nyheim Hines getting hurt within the first 60 seconds,
and then getting called for the rest of the game is crazy.
And then but the way again, it's like back-to-back Thursday nights with like a bad looking visual with a concussion. It's just like damn, like you obviously hate to say a prayer for Nyheim Hines. Hope he's all right. I think he'd be fine. I think he said he was like good, but it's like back-to-back weeks. A lot of games this week had like concussions and bad shit happen. Where I'm like, damn, like come on. Like the guy we're gonna talk about it later with the Niners game tore his ACL. Like after he got a pick 6, and then like later on in the game tore his ACL. So it's like football is an inherently dangerous sport, yes, but it sucks when you do something great. And also, I had kind of my parlays, and a lot of my friends, shout out to Jason, had everything hit in his parlay. And then Nyheim Hines had like I think he had like 50 yards rushing.
And then he got injured in the first play.
First series of the game. Broncos, man, I'm fading Broncos, man. I can't do it, bro. I can't. I thought, like you said, trap game. Oh, Colts don't got JT. Their offense is dysfunctional. Matt Ryan is cooked, like I've been saying. And Russell Wilson just looks he don't got it. I remember, and the last thing I tell you, and then we can move on to the next game. we talked about the top 10 quarterbacks during the summer, right before the season started, and you had forgotten Russell Wilson. I'm at this point where I'm like, was he? Because we're gonna talk about the Saints game in this like later on, but like the Seahawks, like they have the same issues. They don't have an offensive line that can protect them, but Geno Smith is doing what Russell Wilson was supposed to be doing. And right now, I'm taking Geno Smith over Russell Wilson. All things being equal.
That's not a hot take. That's not a hot take.
All things being equal, give me Geno Smith. So it's like, damn, how many quarterbacks do you go through the list of eventually where, like, name can't carry you alone? Name cannot carry you alone. So hopefully he get right. Hopefully, because again, black quarterback, we want him to be successful, but this is like the what? And one last thing, the scheduling people, bro, they dick rode the Broncos heavy.
Yeah, they gave them mad prime time
games in the first 6 weeks, bro.
You know, because they had Sunday night. Then they have Monday night coming up.
The Monday night game week 1. They had Sunday night after. Then they had Thursday night this week, and then they have Monday night. And then guess what? Like they go to London in a few weeks against Jacksonville, like 9:30. That's 5 in like the first 8 weeks, prime time or standalone games. They dick rode the Broncos heavy,
and now we gotta pay the price for it.
So, and now guess what? This Thursday is Bears Commanders. At least Justin Fields is showing flashes of like competence. His receivers selling on him. We'll talk about that. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. But now, GG's Colts, and they got hope they're gonna get smoked by the Jags. That's what I'm gonna just earlier pick for tomorrow. They're gonna get smoked by the Jags.
I don't know about that part.
No, but we're gonna smoke. But
Packers lost to the fucking Giants. Packers
Baquan.
Yo,
Baquan, and you know how? Let me go first real quick because I know the Giants, man. Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year, and sometimes it's like you need a new voice. You need somebody who obviously knows how to run an offense, and like you see the improvement of Daniel Jones. Like Daniel Jones is not like he's bad. He's not a meme anymore. He's a tough son of a trying to cuss less. He is a tough SOB, bro. You saw his gash on his hand, on his throwing hand.
Yeah.
Phil was able to throw dots down the field in that game-winning drive. And then Saquon is a man, bro. He easily comeback player of the year. Easily comeback player of the year. And if the Giants keep winning and they get a high record, he can be in the MVP conversation for sure. Because there was a point in time when Saquon got out, they were not moving the ball. And then he came back in and then energized them, and they ended up winning the game. But they were down their top 3 receivers. And is this an indictment on the Packers defense, who is supposed to be this great thing with Jair Alexander and I don't know anybody really else on the Packers? That's about it. This is a damn shame. And Eric Stokes, the corner. But like Saquon, they knew Saquon's getting the ball, and they couldn't stop him. Yeah. And the Giants, they lead the league in point differential in the second half. They don't give up points, but they score so much in the second half. It's like the opposite of the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles score so much in the second quarter, but then like give up a lot of points in the fourth. So it's kind of like a catch-22. But give it, the Giants, man, it's always good when New York teams are doing well. We'll talk about the Jets in a second as well, but later on in the show. But give the Giants hella credit for going. And they're like, I got my coworker, Mr. Kovac, or Josh. He's like, we had a long flight, da-da-da. I'm like, so did the Giants. Like, you can't say they had a long flight and whatever, because the Giants had a long flight too. And fun fact, both teams who went to London last week, they won this week. So that flight had nothing to do with it. So the Packers just look abysmal offensively. Like, after the second half, you're supposed to make adjustments. Yeah. And they couldn't. And Aaron Rodgers couldn't. So give Saquon, and last thing, and you can go ahead. Saquon is a fucking beast because he popped his shoulder, right? Separated his shoulder. He had a teammate pop it back into place. And it came back onto the field and then scored a touchdown. Man, bro, Let's go this shit. Right? That's the shit that's like that's how legends are made. And if that's just the start of like the Giants like winning games, because everyone's they beat the Titans, they beat this, but they beat this, but they beat a fantastic team in the Packers. Let's see if they can stack off wins. Now they go against the Ravens this week.
Oh, you know.
we gonna see. But
Wait, hold on, wait.
who got cooking up? Word.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get there later. This is all like great shit for the Giants, not gonna lie. No one thought you guys would be where you are. So commendable to the Giants. My intentions on the Packers because for multiple reasons. One, Christian Watson has nowhere to be seen anymore. Like he's known for like a couple jet sweeps a game and that's it. No. Aaron Rodgers not even gonna try to give him the ball. No. Romeo Dobbs had 2 catches the entire game, where the Giants secondary is not good. It's very explodable, and he refused to even try to throw a deep shot or try to get him like. Because receivers, they need the ball in their hands to feel a part of the game. Once they feel like they're not part of the game, like they're gonna like, oh, okay, I'm just here. But my biggest indictment on the Packers is, like you said, like the second half adjustments. They didn't run the ball a lot in the second half. You have one of the best running back tandems in the league, and you're not going to run the ball. Like, I know the Giants' defense is actually sneaky underrated this year, but, like, there's no reason why Aaron Jones literally leads the league in yards a carry. Yards per carry, he leads the league, which is insane. He doesn't get the ball a lot. Like he's becoming like the next Miles Sanders. Because Miles Sanders, when he gets touches, I see he produces. I see it. When he doesn't get he gets like 10, 11 carries, you're gonna see like 30 yards, 40 yards. But bro, he get Aaron Jones the ball. That was the whole thing during the whole all season. Oh, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, they're gonna be receiving backs and like carry the load. But the second half, they're not seen at all. And you want Aaron Rodgers to throw back-to-back passing plays where one of those definitely could have been a rush to get 2 yards. I think they said it too. I think Aaron Jones said it too. He's like, if you ran the ball, you could have easily got 2 yards. Easily could have got 2 yards. Like, that's insane to me. But they got to get right. They play the Jets this week, and it's not panic mode right now because they're still 3-2. Like, you feel me? But like, if they get upset about the Jets, which is highly possible to where they're playing right now, we'll talk about them later. It's simmering right now. But if they lose to the Jets, then that oven is gonna be burning. People are gonna be fired. Someone's gonna have to go, and more likely it's gonna be Matt LaFleur. If they can't get it right. Matt LaFleur. You know, shout out to Stephen A. But moving on, Bills and Steelers. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about this game. This game was horrendous for the Steelers, and I know I'm a Ravens fan, so fuck the Steelers. But like, yo, damn, that was bad. I thought they were going to like try to like. In the first quarter, they had something. They had them at the 2 yard line, and then boom, 98 yards. Second drive, 60 yards. Gabe Davis. Everyone, I think in our fantasy group chat, everyone was, Gabe Davis, who? And then I saw all over TikTok this week. Pardon My Take podcast, Pick a Side podcast, the Gridiron Players Choice Gridiron, whatever. They was talking mad shit about Gabe Davis, and he was like, "Yo, I bet." Now, can he be consistent? That remains to be seen. Because this is like that playoff game put him on the map, and this was his best game in 5 games all season. Everyone thought, "Oh yeah, he's gonna take that game and make that momentum go," but honestly, that's his best game. So can he be consistent? They play the Chiefs this week. It should be on Sunday night, but it's a game of the week. Awesome sauce. Can't wait to see it. But can he be consistent? Stephon Diggs is going to be always getting 100 yards. So I'm like, Josh Allen low-key being in the MVP. He is the MVP right now. But it's debatable. Right now, I got Allen, Mahomes, Lamar.
What about Hurts? Team was undefeated. They winning games because of him. Scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. He has an element. I gotta put Hurts in top 3.
So who you taking out? Lamar?
Lamar. He's not been. If you go right now, yeah, Hurts has been better than Lamar as a passer. As a passer, yes, he has. As a quarterback, in terms of winning games and not losing games,
You can't say that as a quarterback though. I know wins and losses is a quarterback stat now, but
yeah. But Jalen Hurts, has he lost the game? Has he lost any games for him? Has he lost any games? Or no?
You're right, bro.
How many has he missed open guys on 4th down for touchdowns?
We don't talk about that, bro. Yes, he has actually. Yes, he has.
But he's open guys on 4th down who are 10
yards down. No, but he's missed open guys. Everyone misses those sometimes.
Yeah,
but we gonna talk about my Ravens catching a dub later. Fuck you talking about. Anyway, this is all about the Bills. You give me tight. Fuck you. All about the Bills. Steelers, they should honestly, I don't even know what to call it. I can't even say packing in because that's disrespect to Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. Next, just Steelers. You would think T.J. Watt being out wasn't be that much of a difference, but damn, they can't get any pressure to the quarterback, and then the defense, the secondary is getting picked apart. That's crazy for Mike Tomlin defense. Again, they'll make adjustments, but 1-4, not too great right now. Not too great. But next we got the Chargers and the Browns, and literally I almost called this game exactly because I said this thing to be true. Chargers could not stop the run.
Yep.
And Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, they did their thing. I didn't think the Browns could stop the run either. And Austin Eckler and Josh Kelly went crazy. It came down to the better quarterback and who didn't make a mistake. And Herbert, once again, showing that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and Jacoby Brissett showing why he's been a backup for so many years. That's definitely the difference in the coaching. It's coaching and also, not even coaching, because Brandon Staley almost lost that game for them. Going for it on his own, own 40 something instead of just punting the ball. Just punt the ball. They have no timeouts. They gotta drive downfield in 20 seconds or not 20 seconds,
like a minute and something.
Minute and a half or something like that. No timeouts. Punt the ball, set them in the end of the you get the first down, the game is over. But you didn't, and it took a kicker missing wide right, a rookie kicker, who made a 58-yard or 59-yarder week 1. A rookie kicker missing for you to escape, because the Chargers escaped. They escaped with the win, but that's how it is. You gotta win. You gotta get the games in front of you. You build over wins. The Chargers got 2 wins in a row. They're about to get 3. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But shout out Browns. They're still fighting. They're still competitive. And Nick Chubb, man, again, he's he leads the league in rushing, and then it's somebody else. And then the third place guy is Nick Chubb after contact. So it's he is just a man. We have this joke, me and my friend Corbett. It's I like him because I like him. It's a few weeks ago, Nick Chubb ran for a touchdown, and I was let's go Nick Chubb, because he's one of my favorite players. And they're oh, do you have him in a parlay or something? It's nah, I like him because I like him. So ever since then, it's been I like him because I like him. Yo, Queek, what's good, bro?
What's good, baby?
Chargers escaped, and on to week 6.
Yeah, bro. I think that. Can you give me some thoughts on your trade? Tell me the trade. I'm gonna talk my talk. Tell me your trade in the comments. And hold on a second. But I think the Chargers they escaped, because honestly, if they had lost, it would have been Brandon Staley's fault. I completely agree. And the craziest thing is they don't need Mike Williams does not get touched. He's not. I'm not gonna be blasphemous and say that he's the next Julio Jones. But in terms of getting mad yards but no touchdowns to show for it, that's basically what he is. He'll get you to the red zone, and then they'll give it to Austin Eckler, and he'll take it over. I'm God damn it! But Mike Williams is actually having a pretty good season. He had a slow start, but the last couple games without Keenan Allen, he's really shown he could be the real number 1 receiver. But Browns, you gotta give them. They fighting. 2-3 can easily be low key 5-0, but some things don't go in their favor. And I'm just excited. I hate it as a Ravens fan, but I'm excited as a football fan for when Deshaun, the Deshaun that we know, the last we've seen. You put him with this team, you're like, whoa. You're like, whoa. Because I know the defense is very spotty. Miles Garrett just got back from a car accident, all that other stuff. Ooh, Sukor Moro, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that other stuff. Like, Denzel Ward is still pretty good. Like, they have a pretty good team. And they have a great offensive line, good running game. David Njoku. Like, and Amari Cooper, like, honestly, he's paying. Like, who won the trade? Cowboys are, feel me, Browns. Like the Browns needed a number one receiver. They got that. And the Cowboys, they're winning despite the offense. We're going to talk about that later. But, hey, man, credit to the Chargers because a win's a win. But credit to the Browns as well because they're fighting. And everyone was like, "Oh, you guys are gonna be trash until Watson gets back," but they're in the game. They're in the game. But Queek, your question, good sir. All right, he's trading Jeff Wilson, Mitchell, Stevenson, Gallup to receive Joe Mixon, K. Oh no! Whoa! No! Do not do that trade. Jeff Wilson is cooking. Stevenson is now the RB1 for the Patriots. Do not trade that. And Gallup is only going to get better as he gets healthier. Do not trade that. Joe Mixon has not done anything remotely good this season so far. Cam Akers is very inconsistent. Henderson is inconsistent as shit. Marvin Jones PPR. No. Please don't. Please do not make this trade.
Oh, sorry, wrong way. Ditto. What do you say?
Please do not make this trade. If you made the trade, you lost your league. I guarantee you. But please do not trade that. Because Jeff Wilson, he's at least a touchdown a game. Good 100 yards. I think he has 4 straight games of 100 yards. Stevenson he literally had 100 yards last 2 weeks actually. He's been cooking. Oh, thank God. Oh, he hasn't made it yet. Good. Do me a favor, quick. Tell a friend to subscribe. Join the family. You know what I'm saying? We'll be here tomorrow too. All right, next game we have the shit show of the Jags losing to the Texans and ruining my 0-17 team parlay. Not parlay, but the bet. I had a free bet. I put it for 0-17 team, and I still technically was in it because the Texans tied the game, but they freaking upset the freaking Jags, and I'm like, this is where my attention. Shout out to the Texans. Hell of a game by the Texans. They won a game they weren't supposed to. Shit, go crazy. My attention is on the Jags because it's back-to-back weeks where the Prince that was promised. Shout out to Nick Wright. That's his little name for Trevor Lawrence. He's fucked it up twice. He had like 5 fumbles last week against the Eagles. He had an interception in the goal in the end zone. End zone interception. You cannot do that. Those are points on the board. You cannot do that. Shout out to the Derek Stingley Jr. He made a great play, but you cannot make those mistakes. And the Texans defense is not that good. Honestly, they have some good corners, but that's pretty much it. You can't run the ball. You can only score 6 points. So for my math is math, and you shut out the Colts. You spank the Chargers 38-10, and then you lose to the Eagles who are 5-0. Respect that. But then you lose to the Texans, you don't even score a touchdown? Like, bro, this game, I don't even know who to blame it on. Because the coaching, your defense showed up. Devin Lloyd, rookie, Trayvon Walker, rookie, they're cooking. They're doing some good things. Your offense is very offensive right now. Back-to-back weeks, bro. Back-to-back weeks.
Offensive is really offensive.
The offense is offensive, bro. And they got to get right because a lot of people, were impressed with their first 3 weeks. But, again, it's a 17-week season, 18-week season, 17 games. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Just because you look so good in the beginning of the season, sooner or later, all my econ heads, law of diminishing margin of returns, everything comes back to balance. So they got to get right if they want any hopes of making the playoffs.
I agree. Unfortunately, the Jags, it's kind of like I talked about earlier. So you got to get those wins while you can, right? Fun fact, and I did not know this. I should have done my. I'm not like the fun fact research kind of guy. The Texans have won now at this point 9 or 10 straight against Jacksonville. I did not know that. Somehow, some way, the Texans always beat the Jags. It's weird to think it. It's weird to think it, but it happens. Um, that's all I really got. It's like the Texans, like they literally the Jaguars had like over like 500 yards of offense, but you
In the
settled.
game,
Yeah, in that game, yeah, you
500.
settled. Yeah,
What?
but they kept settling for three, and then the Prince that was promised is turning the ball over at a high rate. He can't keep turning the ball over like that. He's looking like Matt Stafford out here. We'll talk about him in a second too. But it's like, sheesh, you can't keep turning the ball over. You keep turning the ball over. Your defense keep getting exhausted. Your defense is fine. Your defense is holding it. They're doing their shit. You keep them on short fields. Eventually, a long run like Damian Pierce had, who's starting to real show up as that like fantasy darling that people are, oh my god, he's gonna be so great. But now everyone's like, oh snap, yeah, he's arriving, he's coming. So pause.
Nigga said pause.
That's all I really got. Jack sold the bag on that one, man.
Yeah.
Next, oh, this was painful. This was painful. So I watched football with my Bears fan, right? Bears, Vikings. Tale of two halves. I'll talk about the Bears side. One, Justin Fields is actually like he made some like throws on Sunday. I'm like,
Mooney.
I was like, hold on. I was like, if he had like a little bit of a better receiving core, like David Montgomery coming back from his ankle, doing his thing, doing
Yeah.
bro. He's one of the hardest dudes to tackle. Like he's just a big dude, and he just like bounces off tackles. He always falls forward for like another 3-4 yards. Justin Fields, man, he's actually like I'm starting to like him a little bit.
Is it because you see Bear game every week?
I watch Bears games all the time, but hold on. Obviously, everyone is. If you're watching the stream, you obviously watch football. But that last play where the guy and I'm watching. So obviously, so here's a setup. There's 4 TVs. Boom, 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 boom. Right. The one on the far right has the baseball playoff game on. So we're like, all right, that one doesn't really matter. That one doesn't matter. The one on the I sit on the left, TV on the left. That's the Saints game. Obviously, boom.
Locked in.
Yeah, it starts off with the Bears game front and center, big ass TV, but they down 21-3. So like, oh, turn the shit off. Let's watch Red Zone and have the game up top. And we watched it, and I'm like, go the fuck out of bounds. Stop trying to be a hero. Go out of bounds. There's like a minute left. You have no timeouts. Go out of bounds. Why don't you go out of bounds? And he did it. And then the guy literally strips the ball away, and then the game is over. The height and low of that gay for my friend was so prevalent because it was like, damn, because like that's the type of shit the Saints would do. But now because we have better coaching, better players. But Bears' fault. I know you're probably gonna talk about hail to the Vikings because their second week in a row where they let a team hang around too much and they almost got upset again. So good law. There's no moral victories in sports, but I guess there is a moral victory because the Bears showed some fight and resilience. They didn't get destroyed like the Steelers did. You know, the defense stepped up when it needed to do, and the offense had a chance and almost won the game. But almost wins don't add to the stat sheet.
Yeah, I got 4 takeaways from the game on the Vikings side. Actually, no, 5th on the Bears side. Well, I'll say the one you can't be mad as a Bears fan because they fought. Like it is like, oh yeah, we take the L, whatever. Like you know, we mentioned like moral victories. There's no such thing as that, but like that's a game like yo, if we're setting the foundation, because obviously we all know they're a rebuilding team. They're gonna get some wins here and there, but if they can show that they are making improvements in certain spots, having Justin Fields develop, then honestly, fuck it. That's a win. That's a win. So, but my main 4 takeaways is one. Everyone was shitting on Dalvin Cook. You feel me? This is why he's one of my favorite running backs in the game because you get him 28 rushes. You get him the rushes, he's gonna get you the results. He got 2 touchdowns. He had like 94 yards. Awesome. That's what we need to see more. Because honestly, you don't really need to do much when like I predicted it was gonna be the number 1 seed, and so far it's looking all right. Eagles fucking up, you know what I'm saying? But it's all right. What I always say, law of diminishing margin of return is always gonna come back to balance because they low key might lose to Dallas. Am I gonna predict that? We'll find out tomorrow. But that's the first takeaway. Second takeaway is that boy Jets, man. That boy Jay Jets, man. I said it in the all season, yo. This is gonna be the season he's gonna be the best receiver in the game. And he had a shaky 2 weeks, but he's coming again. Yo, the law of diminishing margin of returns. Everything comes back to where it's supposed to be. Eventually, 150, some way. He had like 12 catches, a career high. We live with that. We love that. And other two, the second one is the second to last one is this year's Vikings team. It's kind of what you said about the Giants. New face in the locker room saying the same message. And people resonating with that message. Kirk Cousins, for as lot of grief people give him, he can't perform in their own primetime games or whatever. Hey, he's a pretty above average starter that a lot of teams would rather have than their current quarterback situation. So when you have a coach who finally believes in you, who says that yo, you are okay, you like gives him that affirmation, like you are valued, you are good. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to play without the system. Play into the system. Give your players the ball, and you'll be fine. And the last takeaway is I'm happy as a Vikings. I'm a Vikings fan. As a Vikings fan, I'm happy because last year they lose that game. They find some way to lose. They spiral, and because last year their offense was pretty good last year, but when it came to the end, closing out games, they didn't know how to close. And this year, you saw last week against the Saints. You saw this week they were spiraling, but they made a few plays here and there, and sometimes with a little bit of luck on their side, the double doink and a strip. The dude got beat, got his ankles taken, bounced back the same play, and he made up for it and got the strip. That is winning football. So the games that they would have lost last year are against the Saints. If that happened in London last year, they would have lost that. If it happened last week against the Bears, they would have lost that. This year, so far, they're winning the games that they not that they're supposed to win, but they're winning the games that matter. They're gonna matter in the long run. And I'm just happy because my boy Justin Jefferson deserves to be in the playoffs. Dalvin Cook deserves to be in the playoffs. I want to see them shine in the playoffs. And so far, it's looking good. They're the first place in the NFC North. So for me, hail to the Vikings. Moving on, though.
Yeah, speaking of NFC North, Lions at Patriots.
All right. Ooh, I'm upset because not that I didn't have faith in the Patriots, because we all said it, yo, Bill Belichick is the GOAT. I ain't expecting them to get shut out though. That's the thing. Like they had lost, but like they covered spread. I mean, looked like a last second field goal or whatever. That's cool. Bill Belichick knows how to play against Jared Goff. Amon-Ra was not right. Maybe he was rushed back. I don't know. But you got shut out. Like you tried multiple fourth and shorts, and you failed every single one. And then when they say the game is like the NFL is a game of inches, pause. Like, like they say that, and it's like, yo, like you have 4th and 2, you messed up. 4th and 3, you messed that. Like
4th and 5, and he fumbles, return for a touchdown.
Like, bro, this is completely shout out to the Patriots because you have a backup quarterback, but your starting running back goes down, but your backup is now the new RB1. Ramondre Stevenson, Yeah, I gotta remember the name because he is pretty good. He had a fumbling problem last year when he was a rookie, which is why he didn't get the shine that he deserved. But like, yo, he's him, not him. Well, I ain't gonna say him. He's a pretty good running back. And you got in that system they play, they run the ball and play good defense, and the quarterback doesn't try to do too much. Then you got a rookie in Bailey Zappi. You can do that. It's Zappy hour, bro. It's Zappy hour. Mac Jones, who? I emoji?
No.
Got stir the pots. Huh? Yo, this tea is busting, huh?
All right. You said everything basically. Zappy. I think just the biggest thing is that like Dan Campbell. At some point, the first 4 weeks you're like everyone's like sweetheart, but then when it comes to like coaching and making adjustments, he hasn't been able to do that yet. So it's like, damn, come on, like
they're on their bye week, so for me, get right. Jameson Williams might play after, so watch out for that. There's the first round rookie that they drafted, obviously with speedster. So, but they got to get right bye week, get healthy. Like Swift got to get healthy. Amon-Ra got to get healthy. Jameson Williams, like they got to get their players healthy, and I think they play the Cowboys week 7. Like, hey, try. Make the effort.
Cowboys week 7.
So make the effort and get right. But talk to me.
All right.
Time to shine, baby girl. Talk to me. You say it's
finally. Play the rock me. Play the rock me. Play the rock me.
It was close, man, but you got it done. Oh, I got you.
Finally.
Finally, we did not beat ourselves. That's the reason why we won this game. I'm gonna read off some stats and y'all gonna be like, interesante. Firstly, Alvin Kamara had almost 200 yards from scrimmage. Way to come back from injury. He had like 90-something rushing or 100-something rushing and like 90-something receiving. He was amazing and had the game plan was get Kamara the ball. Taysom Hill. Bro, I feel like
Matt hates him, but
Matt hates him because he still touchdowns for Kamara. Because as much of a great day Kamara had, we don't win that game without Taysom.
That's a fact.
It's a shame because it's like, damn, you don't want him to steal touchdowns, but you want him to score touchdowns, but not when Kamara can get touches. Like, why can't we use him like 2 weeks ago or last week when Kamara didn't play? So it's like, damn, Taysom Hill plays with Kamara now. It's like, damn, now we can run the ball. I'll read some stats off. Penalties. 12-6. Seattle had 12. So we stopped shooting ourselves on the foot with penalties. We were not behind the 8 ball. We weren't starting with 1st and 20, 1st and 15. We were starting at 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 because of our offensive line. 1 sack allowed. Andy Dalton got sacked 1 time. Once. Geno Smith, 3. That'll pay. 3rd down. 57% of 3rd downs we converted, which led to time of possession 37 minutes to 22 minutes. That is a recipe for success. Ball control, run the ball, have your playmakers make plays. Chris Olave, shout out to him. Concussion, but he still held on and caught the ball, which kind of shaky because the ground didn't cause a fumble, but he had possession, hit his head and lost it. They gave him the touchdown. Hopefully he gets better. Hopefully he passes concussion protocol. He's a fantastic receiver. And Lattimore, because if when you see the game, DK had a touchdown, Tyler Lockett had 2. You think that Lattimore got exposed? No. When Lattimore was guarding DK and Tyler Lockett or whoever was catching touchdowns, they didn't catch a ball. They didn't. He did his job. It's the other corner, fucking Paulson Adebo, Gotta tighten it up. Marcus May is the safety. There's no safety help for Paulson Adebo. Marcus May need to come back from his little injury. I don't know what he got, but he got to come back because Geno Smith, man, we said it before with the Russell Wilson game, with the Broncos game. He was making he is playing like a fucking man possessed, like fucking Madden. Like he is out here cooking, bro. Like,
I'm about to say that too.
he is out here. He's cooking. He's what let Russ cook. No, let Geno cook. And Rashad Penny getting hurt, obviously. Prayers for him.
Broke his tibia, bro.
Broke his tibia. Kenneth Walker had like a monster 63-yard run, but after that, he didn't really do anything. So we did what we had to do. We can't keep turning the ball over because we had 2-1. We lost 2, they lost 1. But I gotta say it again, Taysom Hill, man, this dude, what do you need him to do? He plays football. Kickoff return, punt coverage, punt pursue, rushing the ball, throwing the ball, catching the ball. Whatever you need Taysom Hill to do, he is a ultimate X factor. And we play in where you need hey, it's a steal of possession. I thought we were gonna go for it on fourth down. I thought we were gonna fake a punt, but Taysom Hill running it he can do a lot, and he makes the offense seem so easy. But you can't turn the ball over. Hopefully, Jameis is back. Another week of rest. Jameis comes back. Michael Thomas had another week of rest. He's projected to play. Jarvis Landry's projected to play. So our offense is going to be fully strength from the first time since week 1 when we scored 16 points in the quarter. So it's, we got a chance here to go on a little run. And I'm just happy because we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot. But I've been preaching and praying. Turnovers, penalties. We got to clean the turnovers up a little bit. But penalties is what I'm mostly proud of because we led the league in penalties. We only had 6 the entire game. So, chef's kiss, not perfect. We get back in the lab. Will we accept the win on Cincinnati?
On the Cincinnati. All right. I don't really much to add. Pardon me. I don't have much to add. I hope Jameis plays because I have him in a parlay, bro. Honestly, bro, if he can get 30 touchdowns in the season, I win a little bit. Because I have Kyler, him, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and I think someone else. Everyone else so far is doing all right, except for Jameis because he's not playing. So, my man, I'm going to need you to play. But other than that, the Seahawks are fighting. Everyone had them dead to rights, myself included. In the words of Geno Smith, everyone was writing us off, but we ain't right back though. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be a tough out for a lot of teams. They played hard, and they played with nothing to lose. And those are the most dangerous teams. The ones that have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. It's scary. It is indeed scary. So I like to see how they go from here. I think who do they play this week? This week they play the Cardinals. Good matchup. I might pick them. I don't know. We gonna see. But moving on. Dolphins got spanked by the Jets. A lot of elements were in there. Teddy Bridgewater went out the first drive. Sauce Gardner hit him, forced the safety, got a concussion, and I really don't the Jets honestly played a pretty good game, but we got to take it with a grain of salt because they played a 7th round quarterback. They play Aaron freaking Rodgers this week, so they can be consistent and do it on that regard. They won 2 straight, right?
They had the Jets, yeah. They
won 2 straight.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Jets
beat the Steelers. And then they beat. So, Robert Saleh's doing the opposite of Dan Campbell. Because you mentioned earlier with Dan Campbell, players love him, but he's not making the adjustments. Robert Saleh, players love him, media loves him, but he actually is making the adjustments. Breece Hall, bro, almost at 200. He almost pulled out Alvin Kamara. He had 100 yards rushing, 97. No, he had 100 yards receiving, 97 rushing. Crazy. Zach Wilson, they haven't lost since he came back. I don't know. That motherfucker. I don't know, son. but the defense is playing all right. Sauce Gardner's looking like the defensive rookie of the year right now. He's doing his thing. He clamped out Jalen Waddle. And hey, we gonna thought, oh yeah, Tua's gonna eat. He leaves the game in the walking boot. We thought Waddle was gonna eat. He had like 5 catches the entire game for like 30 yards. So Tua is really missed. And he's probably gonna come back this week, if not this week, then next week. But like, if he can come back and he's healthy, that team really like revolves around Tua. Like they can't play that scheme. They can't play the way they want without Tua.
Yeah,
but Raheem Mostert, I'm proud of him. He had a good game. I think he had 100 yards. Like, the running backs is getting 100 yards like it's nothing these days. Like, I ain't gonna lie, but one thing before you go, the concussion thing. It's gonna cost a team a championship. Because, knock on wood, I'm not trying to put it out there. Let's say, for the sake of argument, back in 2020, when the 49ers, when the Bucks played the Chiefs, in the divisional round, Mahomes had a concussion. They sat him out the rest of the game. But with this new rule, let's just say it was early in the game, first drive of the game, and he gets the concussion, and he misses the entire game, and they lose that game. Like, let's say that happens to like a star quarterback, that's gonna be a kill blow. And if that causes a team to lose out the chance to win a Super Bowl, bro, that's gonna suck. Like, knock on wood. Let's say Patrick Mahomes gets another one, or Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, whoever you call it. They're on a good run. They win a playoff game. They get into the divisional round. They win that. We're in a championship game that goes to the Super Bowl. Concussion. First play of the game, concussion. Out for the rest of the game. And the team loses. You're like, damn. So they gotta tweak that. They gotta tweak. They gotta do something.
And the thing too is that Teddy was like, he wasn't he wasn't Naheem Hines. He wasn't Tua. Like, he hit his head. He went to concussion protocol. He was fine, and
he was good.
They cleared him not to come back because the sky judge saw something, even though it wasn't Naheem Hines stumbling. It wasn't Tua stumbling a few weeks before. And it wasn't Tua on the ground with his fingers looking like craziness. Right? He hit his head and he walked off. Like, shaking up, obviously. And it's kind of just like, damn, you're absolutely right. But the Dolphins, man, like, injury, like, we talked about this, like, everyone is like it's a cliche. The only thing that can stop them is injuries. Like, that's what people kept saying. It's like, oh, you can't teach speed, you can't stop speed. But the only thing that's gonna stop that team is injuries. And boom, you got 3 weeks in a row where something happened. And I mean, yeah, they ended up beating the Bills when Tua got hurt the first time. They lost to the Bengals because Tua got concussion. They lost to the Jets, a team they should have beaten because they concussion. So it's like, there's these early games that you got to get now. Also, shout out to the Jets. They had lost like 14 straight divisional games. And then ended up winning. Like, they broke that streak. So the Jets, it's good when New York teams are winning, son. Like, it's just good. But shout out to the Jets for fighting, and Breece Hall is a man amongst boys. Bucks, Falcons. The only thing I gotta say to this:
Falcons got robbed.
Fucking roughing the passer, bro. Like, and we don't have to talk about it because, I mean, everyone, if you've just been on Twitter, if you've been listening to sports talk shows, they talk about it all the time. Fucking Falcons cover the spread. 5-0.
Don't keep about this until they lose. I'm riding with the Falcons against the spread, bro. Any game, bro.
Because it's like, damn. But here's the thing too. It was 21-0 at like the beginning of the third.
Came back.
And they come back. They storm back. They do their thing. And it's a damn shame because, like, Marcus Mariota, we talked about before, not throwing the ball like that. They just run the ball down their throats. And if you can stop it, cool. If you can't, then eventually you get exhausted, like the Bucks did. And they play bend but don't break defense. So, Tom Brady, bro, I'm not saying he cooked, but that game should not have been close. but because it was close, the Falcons got robbed.
Yeah,
And this is the only thing I'm gonna say about it. He looked like a bitch, bro. He got sacked, whined to the ref, and then the ref threw the flag. He whined like a bitch to the ref. Oh, he threw me too hard. And then they got a flag. Like, I get he's the GOAT. Well, but damn, you cannot do that. You can't call games differently because he's the GOAT. You can't.
facts. They just got robbed because it makes you think like if they were up a lot when they had called that flag. If it wasn't the situation that they was in, where Falcons got all the momentum, they got a momentum booster and that sack to have a ball back with a minute something left with a couple timeouts to possibly win the game. They don't call that if it's a blowout.
Yeah.
So my thing is that it just sucks because why they do that? Why did they do that? But hey, man, it's whatever. If Falcons, bro, if they had won that game, they would have been first place in the division. But that's crazy. They're another team that we all had dead to rights, and they're fighting. They're competitive. You can't complain it. Who did they play this week? They play the Niners. Hey, yo, against the spread, or I'm out the jacket. I ain't gonna lie. But moving on though, Titans and Commanders. Honestly, my one thing would be Henry. Ryan Tannehill didn't fuck it up. The defense played okay. They pressured Carson Wentz, but my thing is, all right. So now, my attention is on the Commanders because why did Ron Rivera basically blame Carson Wentz for why they lost? It was because of him they were in the game to begin with. Like they did not. The defense was Swiss cheese against the run. They were giving up touchdowns. Carson Wentz throws bomb after bomb after bomb to give them a chance. Granted, those are picking the end. But on points where you're a defensive coach, Ron, I'm a Riverboat Ron, my guy. But sometimes it might be like a Viking situation where, like, sometimes like I'm not calling for a coach to be fired, but like unless you're Matt Rule, we'll get to that. But I don't know, bro. I feel like they might need to be a new voice in that locker room because Carson Wentz is becoming like the next Kirk Cousins. Well, that's not like a good comparison, but like a defensive coach who doesn't believe in you, who's calling you out on the media. So the parallels is there. So new name, about to have a new owner soon. I feel like they might need to have a new coach in the locker room, in the system, new voice saying the same thing, but just someone else is different saying it. Yeah, I feel like because they have a good roster. I'm not gonna lie, Chase Young has not played yet, which probably is like the TJ Watt effect. I'm not comparing them. But like the cornerstone of your defense, stud, like if you miss him, like your whole defense is out of whack. So when he comes back, their defense improves, gives the offense in short fields, give Terry the ball more. Brian Robinson, first game back. This shit was funny. They trolled the freaking mini men. That shit was.
Oh my god, hilarious.
That was hilariously corny, like corny in a good way.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. I feel like there's not really much you can take away from this game. Titans won 3 straight games though, so like they're churning. They're getting the dubs
in the division.
Like getting the division. Hey, we gonna see.
Who you got right now in the AFC South? Henry. Next we got. I mean, you said everything. I didn't really care about this game at all, to be honest. Carson Wentz. That's it.
Can I go first? Can I go first, please? Can you go first, please?
Oh my god!
Please let me go first because it is about time we have this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, of the stream, 49ers spanked the Panthers. We knew this was going to happen. We're smoking that Baker pack every week, bro. So what? We get drunk. So what? We smoke weed. We just having fun, and we don't care who sees. It's fuck Baker now, and that's how it's supposed to be on Shabazz TV. Yo, Baker's cooked. He is trash. Threw a pick six. He's horrendous. He cannot run. He can't do anything. CMC is the only bright spot, and Brian Burns on that team. No cap. No cap. Now, Matt Rule unfortunately got fired. This is now Baker's sixth coach that he's had. His sixth coach, bro. Ain't no way. Everyone is blaming everyone else for Baker's struggles, but when push comes to shove, he's not good. Now, granted, Matt Rule wasn't good either because he was like 1 and something when the team scored 17 or more points. That's bad. So he might have deserved to be fired. He probably was gonna fire him anyway. But like Baker cost another coach his job. He's not coachable. He's not humble, and he's trash. Now Sam Darnold's not any better, but shit, like and Nick Wright said it, fire sale. CMC, go to Buffalo, make a super team. DJ Moore, go to the Packers, help their receiving core. Hell, come to the Ravens even. Brian Bird, go to the Chiefs. Go somewhere. Go to the Saints. I don't know. But like right now, the Panthers is tracker. Now, when I pick them next week against the Rams, man, we're gonna see tomorrow because they got their new coach. Literally, it's a stat out there. I forgot what the stat was, but like, there's a stat where this coach gets fired midseason. The first game with a new coach, the team wins. Like a heavy percentage again. I gotta find the stat. I'll bring it tomorrow, but it happens. It's like the magical order of the football gods. But Baker's trash.
It looks like Baker's not playing though because he has a high ankle sprain.
Smoking that Baker pack. That is all.
Yeah.
He shot some good team. Good game.
The Niners didn't have to do much. They I just wish Kittle got the touch, bro. Kittle, when I'm watching football, like, you know, people watch plays and stuff. I watch players. I watch what they do. And George Kittle is probably, like, if I had just, like, an offense of George Kittle's, we were running the ball down your freaking throats. Because he is a maniac when it comes to run blocking. Like, he is awesome. And I just wish that he got, like the recognition he deserves. Hey, obviously everyone knows he's like a top 5 tight end, but he doesn't have the stats to back it up. Everyone's just like, oh, if you watch the games and like sometimes eye tests, you shouldn't need an eye test. You can have the stats to back it up too. But I give him some more love. But Debo scoring, Jeff Wilson scoring, Tevin Coleman scoring, Jimmy G again not having to do much when you have all these other people running the ball and doing extra shit. Just he can't lose the game against the Broncos like they did. So they play the Falcons. I'll probably pick the Falcons against the spread because just like you, until they let me down gently.
Like
the Niners had like an interception away from going to the Super Bowl last year. They damn near return everybody. So it's like they were expected to be good.
The injuries were piling up though.
The injuries are piling up. Nick Bosa hurt his groin.
Jimmy Ward broke his hand.
Who?
Jimmy Ward broke his hand.
Ward broke his hand. The guy who caught the pick six off of Baker tore his ACL. It's like, damn, it's like these injuries. Who can stay healthy longer? Like the Saints got hurt early and we're starting to get healthy again. So it's like can teams, and then the Ravens, we'll talk about them later. Marcus Williams, he's on IR with his wrist. So it's like teams are starting to get hurt. Can they ride the wave of like, you know, needing sensu beans, you know? But good win for the Niners. Eagles, Cardinals, not much to really say. The Eagles took care of business again. An ugly win, but it's still a win. Like they're not like, you know how last year the Cardinals were like fraudulent 7-0. They're like, oh, why the hell are the Cardinals 7-0? I was like, no, the Eagles, they can turn on when they need to. But and I've talked about this, what I said before, I'm like, I can't pick the Cardinals to lose by more than 5 because they have an offense that can like keep things closer than they should. Because there's like I said, I'm like, yeah, it's the fourth quarter. Cardinals hanging around, and I'm like, shit, they might finally upset them. Holy shit. And they didn't, but that's because, bro, there was an indictment. And my friend Corbin and I was talking about this. I don't know if there's a bigger drop off than like kickers. So the top 15 kickers, right? Without any order you want to pick, right? After them, the drop off is insane because the dude Amendola had missed like 5-6 kicks, all wide right in practice, like in walkthroughs. 5 or 6 wide right, the same exact kick.
That's a bad
Same hash, same distance. Wide right. What happens? Game winning field goal or game tying field goal. Wide right. So it's like, damn. Like, oh, it's just a bad look for kickers, man. But Kyler can't be.
Nah, that's a bad play. That's a bad look for Kyler too. Fuck that was bullshit. Like they was 31. They didn't need to bat it down.
Yeah, you're right.
He didn't need to. He could have ran the play and tried to get more yards, and then bat it down. But like perfection, you know. I don't know. I feel like I can't really judge the Cardinals because Hollywood Brown is cooking. He's having a pretty decent season so far.
Yeah, but
they can't run the ball though. They can't run the ball. They can't run the ball besides Kyler. And I'm just excited for how that team looks when D-Hop comes back. Because when D-Hop comes back, he's going to remind a lot of people that he's him. And I can't wait for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for all the smoke. But moving on. Bro, I don't even want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it.
Cowboys, Rams.
You fucking called it. And I don't know. It's a lot of elements going on with the Rams right now. One, their offensive line is horrendous, which forces
third string center.
Which forces when you have a Micah Parsons, who is right now the defensive player of the year at this moment, because he has the media love and he's having the stats to back it up, so he's looking like the defensive player of the year. When you have him, when you have DeMarcus Lawrence, when you have people in the back end who makes plays, and then it's hard. And everyone is like, oh, Allen Robinson can't get the ball. Well, Matt Stafford can't have the time to throw the ball, which is why he looks for Cooper Kupp in the short game. Now, that's easy fix. Incorporate Allen Robinson in the short game. I know he's a big play receiver, like 50-50 balls, but if you want a 5-yard pass, give him that. 5, 7. Make it instead of 2nd and 5, make it 2nd and 3. Give him a 7-yard pass. Because little by little, the 1,000 cuts, death by 1,000 cuts. Then that's how you do Cooper Kupp. Why can't you easily do the same thing with Allen Robinson? Now, the counter to that would be if you're a defensive coordinator, let's force everything in so they could force everything. But that's cool. But he can make the catches. He has good hands. And he can make the catches. And who knows? He might be able to shift a little bit after the catch. Get an extra 2 yards. Get an extra 3 yards. Get an extra little 5 yards. Little by little. Because him virtually being because everyone, so as soon as they got Allen Robinson, oh yeah, it's lit. The receiver core is solidified. They're Gucci. Van Jefferson, when he comes back, they're awesome. Cool. The defensive line is so trash, they can't even get him on the ball. They can't run the ball with Cam Akers, who had a spectacular playoff run. He was supposed to be, this is his 3rd year. He was supposed to try to be top 10. He can't do shit behind his offensive line. It's horrendous. Defense is trying. They forced 22. That's not bad. And I don't know if you want to talk about the Cowboys side. Cooper Rush is not the starter. He is not the starter. He is a game manager. He's winning games. Shout out to him. But the story for the Cowboys is strictly their defense, because the defense is winning their games for them. And it's a spectacular things to see, because you don't see dominant defenses like that. Now they're gonna have a big test Sunday night against the Eagles. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But Rams gotta get it together. They play the Panthers. If you lose against the Panthers, bro, please win that. Please win that. Please win that.
And I talked about this before, though. The Panthers have a fantastic defense, man. So another week where it's like freak. I can see that game being like 14-10 type shit. Like ugly. Ugly as hell. Ugly. But it's called the reason why I picked the Cowboys because I talked about Micah Parsons and I talked about how bad the offensive line is. Like, and I didn't want to be a prisoner of the moment. And I was like, oh, the Niners just exposed the Rams. And they showed the blueprint to beat them because they always have their number in the regular season. You cannot give Stafford time. If kind of like in most quarterbacks, probably except for Mahomes and Allen, if you blitz or you rush them, they can find a way to get it out. But otherwise, Stafford's an old man. That elbow, man. Just gonna throw that out there. Now, again, we talked about it. The Cowboys have a giant test against the Eagles, but that's tomorrow's podcast show. But for now, Rams gotta get it together. This is like the first time McVay lost back-to-back games in his entire, like almost in his entire coaching career kind of shit. So you need to get right because it does not get easier. So like they have a bye. So they play the Panthers and then they have a bye. So like if they can find a way to stay afloat, get to 3-3 before the bye, like all right, then they can regroup. But they dropped the 2-4.
A little shaky.
A little shaky. The last
2 games.
Talk to
him.
The GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT.
That's why he is the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy. Feeling good. I kid you not. I was on this exact chair. I had this exact bottle, Terramana. Obviously, it's a lot. It was not fuller, but it was like almost out. I finished it today. I'm rocking it like a baby that last drive. The whole game, honestly, because the whole game from start to finish had me stressed. I was in shambles. I was in the stress, not gonna lie. But a couple takeaways. One, Rashad Bateman, his miss, like his absence was missed because there was a couple throws that Lamar made that I think Bateman would have got because he's a little bigger, he's a little taller than the receiver that had it. That was an overthrow. The interception, overthrow. The time, his timing with the receiver was not there. I think if Bateman was there, they probably would have made that conversion. But we don't live on what ifs. We don't live that. Mike Andrews is him. He is still him. Now Travis Kelce had a game of his life. We're gonna talk about that. The game of his life, touchdown wise, yards they had him on clamps, but touchdowns, red zone, he's like the best red zone tight end since Gronk. So for me, you can't really complain about that. Defense showed the fuck out. I'm happy. I'm honestly happy. We let our pride, we stopped. Like, I know obviously our saying pride, you feel me? Like, yo, we gonna man defense. Nah, zone. It's okay. When you have corners like Marlon Humphrey who don't let Jamar Chase go crazy, T. Higgins being out definitely helped. Because we talked about it last week with like the T. Higgins. If he goes off, you can live with that. But if Jamar Chase goes off, you're like, damn, like fuck, what we supposed to do? The same thing with the Waddle and Tyreek Hill thing. So T. Higgins being out was beneficial for us. But I know Natchez does not like Marcus Peters, but you gotta give him his props because Marcus Peters played a hell of a game, especially in the first half. First half he did all right, and then that hit that he had on Tyler Boyd when they try to be cute and do like a Philly special, whatever it was. He was like, nah, mink. And I was here for it. I was hyped. But Lamar did not play his best game, but we still got a dub. And those are the games like we knew. I think I had Ravens -3, but honestly, I was like, yo, the game low key should have been a blowout in our favor because Lamar overthrew Devin Duvernay. He threw a pick, and that fourth and 2, good design. The dude was wide open. It's okay. You win the good one. You win those close ones. It gives you momentum. We won one, we lost one. We won one, we lost one. So like we're 3-2. We play the Giants. Trap game alert. But the Giants are actually pretty good this year. So it's going to be a good test if we can beat them, get 2 wins in a row, and get that consistency going because a lot of people have us in the playoffs as a Super Bowl contender. So I'm really about to say this. If we beat the Giants, we're on our way there. We beat the Bengals, we're at home. We got the best kicker ever. Fuck you talking about? He's the GOAT. Honestly, the GOAT. He hit a 58-yarder. He was like, yo, I'm here. I'm just him. You know what I'm saying? What makes you think that they should have kicked the field goal last week? But I'm not complaining. It already happened. But it's okay. It's honestly okay. And we ran the ball pretty well. And that's what separates us from a lot of teams because in the first half, the Bengals cannot run the ball, but in the second half, they did. We ran the ball well the entire game. And especially when it counted the most, this is why I say Lamar's the MVP because that last drive, we needed him, and he got it done. He ran. He looked good and ran for that touchdown. But he got tripped by Devin Duvernay, but that's cool. And I can't complain. We won. It was ugly, and you got to win the close ones. And Colin Cowherd says that the Bills can't win the close ones, and that's a kryptonite. We win the nail biters, and we can blow a team out. We have the best of both worlds. So moving on to the Giants, feels good. Let's go Ravens, man. Ravens flock. You know the vibrations. Where
that was a pretty impactful soliloquy there. Snaps around. You said it. I think the biggest difference is there's a couple things. One, the Bengals' offensive line is atrocious. Still, the Ravens didn't have the pass rush of old with Terrell Suggs and them boys, but Calais Campbell, no joke.
APP with his 8 fingers.
It's like damn, y'all got some pressure. Imagine what the Saints finna do. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
But Queen finally getting a pick after constantly having butterfingers. I don't know. The defense is the biggest story because you guys have gotten burnt so many times, and this goes to coaching. It goes to being a defensive coach like John Harbaugh, and scouting. It's just being a great adjuster. You guys played not the best game ever, but I think considering you just need a complete game from Lamar and also the defense, and then that could be the oh my god, this is the potential that the Ravens have when healthy. But again, talked about injuries. Marcus Williams getting hurt, so Kyle Hamilton's probably going to be starting. The Giants don't have the weapons that the Bengals do. They do have Saquon, so we're gonna have to see. I actually gotta think about who I'm picking, to be honest. Well, I'll let you know. But yeah, in the last game of the weekend, we had Chiefs escaping, winning, coming back, whatever adjective you want to use. They defeat the Raiders 30-29. And Taylor 2 halves, per usual. I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is that the Chiefs, man, they score whenever they want to score. You think you have them shut down? You think you have them on the ropes? But boom, you gotta take them out because 17 points down. They had a problem. They had a problem, and I think the biggest thing too is that obviously another roughing the passer call, another one. But that I don't even want to talk about it. I think the Raiders sold the game, and when you watch Chisel Adonis, shout out to him. He has his commentator, right? I think he's the Raiders are 8-2 when Josh Jacobs goes for over 100 yards. They're 9-3 or 10-3 when he goes over 90 yards. At the second half, they stopped running the ball. They stopped utilizing Josh Jacobs. They stopped utilizing the play action. And they just said, fuck it, Devontae down there somewhere. Which, again, it worked for the first half, but they didn't make adjustments. then that's on coaching. That's on Josh McDaniels. Now, last play of the game, 4th and 1. Not they both run to each other. That's not great, but it's like, damn, like you gotta find a way to put the Chiefs out because they can always come back. So shout out to the Chiefs, man. They Patrick Mahomes is also the best quarterback in the league. So that's it must be nice. It must.
Oh man. There's not really much I can take away from this game though. Like it was ugly. Like in the first, it was ugly for the Chiefs, but you can never count them out because their offense is just so overpowered. Like it's kind of hard to say, but like I feel like this is where if I'm Josh, I said Josh. Is it McDaniels? I mean, if I'm Josh McDaniels, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going for 2. So I can't fault them for going to 2. Like obviously it didn't work out in their favor, but if I was home, then probably would just kick the field goal. But you're on the road, you have a chance to steal a thing, cool. And then let's say they score a field goal, all you need is a field goal. That's cool. But then the Chiefs got cute because they went for 2, but all you had to do was kick the field goal. Like it was cool. It was fine. I don't know. I feel like because even if they kicked the field goal, they would have been up by 8. The Raiders would still have to score a touchdown and go for 2 to tie it up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like both teams try to get cute. The Chiefs they just finessed a dub. That roughing the passer call was atrocious, not gonna lie. And that kind of low-key turned the tide. And you would think like, oh, why? How would a penalty? Because the way it was called, it shouldn't have been called in the first place. And then it's just like, you feel me? Like as soon as that happened, you kind of saw the tide turn a little bit. And Travis Kelce mentioned it in the post game, like, yo, we fought for him because that was some bullshit. So I don't know, bro. But hey, man.
Here's the thing too. It's like after that call, that the old meme was like sitting up in the game chair. It's like it's time to stop fucking around. Like that's kind of what the Chiefs did. It's like, all right, that play that missed call happened, and then it's like that Jordan meme's like, I took that personally. But again, another eventful week of football. Football is amazing. Week 6. Sorry for the yawns tonight, y'all. I just had a long and stressful day at work, teaching and shit, so that's why I've been yawning. But I'm excited. I have all the energy still. I'm still here. About to end the stream. Week 6 on the horizon, starting on Thursday. We talk about every single game tomorrow evening at 8:30. And we talk about the games. We talk about spreads. We talk about if you win, you got to bless us. But don't blame us if you end up losing. Because how can we lose when we the who's? But yeah, any final thoughts, Shabazz?
Not really. Last thing would be like again, Mel, if you're watching this somehow, happy birthday again. Hope you had a good one. 28, still a GOAT. Always will be a GOAT. All our teams won, so that's a shout out for me. Hopefully, unfortunately, not all our teams going to win this week because someone has to win. Ravens versus Saints. It's going to be the Ravens. Sorry. I'm looking into the future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. November 7th. Wait. November 6th. Actually, sorry. Is it 7th? 6th? 7th? Same shit. It's whatever. But I'm tired. Natty Bass is tired. And yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow. We will have a lot more energy tomorrow. I'm still trying to finesse who the hell is going to be our guest tomorrow. If we're going to have a guest, we'll talk about that. Hopefully, we can pop up with somebody. But if not, us two. Ting. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tomorrow, bring the questions. We got the answers, Sway. But again, have a good night, y'all. Be safe. Peace.
It's funny, I know about it. Certain to somebody. sometimes.